Over the last 25 years as a landlord, over 90% of the properties that I purchased were actually not on the market. They didn't come from realtors. I was, a lot of times, the only buyer. There was no bidding war, and the deals just came to me. And it's not luck. Right? There's something that needs to be done in order to get to that place. So let's have a quick chat with Chatto about how you, even if you're a new real estate investor, can get the deals to start coming to you so that you don't always have to be hunting. I think about new real estate investors, and they have this mentality. I see it online all the time. Like, hey, who's an investor-friendly realtor, right? Who's the realtor that I need to go to? Because people associate buying a house with having a realtor. And while for 99% of the deals that are out there, that's how it works, there's also the 1% of deals that you want to be involved in, right? Those 1% of deals are the deals that actually make sense, that actually are of value. So if you're just looking on the MLS, if you're just looking on Zillow, and you're just dealing with like traditional bank financing, it works. You're going to find some deals, and eventually time is going to hammer everything out for you, and you're going to be profitable, and you're going to be a landlord that makes money. It's definitely the easy way to go. But when you start dealing with off-market deals, that's something that is referred to in real estate as wholesalers, right? These are guys similar to agents, and I'm not going to get into what exactly wholesaling is in this video, but these guys go out and they find deals for cash buyers, right? So again, we spoke about having your financing in place as good as cash, ready to close, for cash buyers that are they're looking to make some money on it, but they're bringing deals that are off market, below, good deals, right? The point is for them to bring you good deals. And okay, well, what if you go out and get on all these wholesalers lists, right? You have your financing in place. Let's say you have your cash or whatever, and you go out and you get on all these guys' lists. Well, guess what? The guys that are actually really good at it have huge buyers lists. So now you're not, again, you're competing with everybody. You're just competing for off-market deals instead of on-market deals. So like, that's really no good. So the point is, right, how do you get more deals, and how do you get those deals to come to you? How do you become the person in your market where the deals show up to you rather than you having to go out and hunt for them? So that's what I want to address in this video. And I think the key really becomes, right, is how you position yourself as you go to these real estate networking groups. These real estate networking groups are so important as you're getting started, right? You need to build a network. You need to find everybody that's within the real estate niche, right? And you need to become friends with them, right? These are the people you need to surround yourself with. I've talked about in previous videos how you are the average of the 5 people you spend time with. Well, why don't you spend time with other people that are in the real estate space, whether they are landlords, whether they are wholesalers, whether they're agents, whether they are contractors, like whatever the case may be. And fix and flip guys, like whatever the case may be, if you're out there networking with these people, you are going to become a better investor, right? Because you are the average of those 5 people that you hang out with the most. So you go to these groups and you need to position yourself. I hold a meetup once a month, and we had a guy get on the hot seat, and he was a buyer, kind of like maybe where you want to be, and he wants to buy deals. He's looking for a deal. And I kind of dig down with him, and I'm like, okay, well, where are you buying? And he's giving me all this big, complicated confusion about what he's looking for and how he's buying it. And I'm like, that doesn't work. Like, what is your main market that you're looking at? Let's dig in. Let's figure out what that is. And now, every single time that you talk to somebody, you need to let them know, right? So for me, I always say Mercer County, right? Everybody knows Chatto, Mercer County. Like, that is the point that I want to get into people's heads. Whenever they think of Mercer County, they think of Chatto. Because what's going to happen, right? Even if these people are not wholesalers, even if they're not agents, right? They are in the real estate game, and they get deals that come across their plate. And all they need, if whenever they get a deal in Mercer County, they know, hey, Chatto's in Mercer County. Let me let him know about it, right? And that's how deals come to me, because everybody knows that I'm interested in Mercer County. But it's more than just having everyone know that, hey, what town or what area that you are investing in, right? More importantly than that, you need to have a relationship with people, right? It's not about taking. Hey, if you find any deals in Mercer County, call me. If you find any deals in Mercer County, call me. That's not going to work, right? People don't care. Like, who cares that Chatto wants deals in Mercer County? Nobody does. But if part of the conversation as I build a relationship with people is to let them know that, hey, Mercer County, and they get to understand that I'm buying in Mercer County and that's where I'm doing deals. And it's, again, a relationship, right? Like, oh, just having conversations. Hey, I bought this property and this is what was going on. Or hey, what are you struggling with? How can I help you? It's building a genuine relationship where I want to help people. I want to provide value. And at the same time, right, it's going to go both ways, because I'm going to find people that are, hey, I buy in, Bergen County. Well, it's all the way up north. I don't want anything to do with Bergen County. So I get deals in Bergen County. Oh, let me call my buddy up there. And boom, next thing you know, I'm sending stuff to him that come across my plate, and vice versa. And he sees deals in Mercer County. He sends them to me. And it's just a way to kind of, build that network. And again, it really is important to provide that value. One other thing I'm going to add in, as far as going to these real estate groups, there are a lot of people, especially now with all the gurus online, who want to wholesale properties. If you're a buyer and you've got yourself set in place, even if you're not a cash buyer, even if you're getting financing, right? If you go out and you provide value to these guys who want to wholesale properties, that's probably where you're going to get your best bang for your buck, as far as finding somebody bringing you a deal that nobody else is looking at, right? Because these guys are brand new. They haven't built up a buyer's list. They have no idea what they're doing, right? And if you're able to stand beside them and help them, right, they're going to come to you when they need to kind of move a deal or find a deal. So like if somebody's out, especially if like I'm in Mercer County. So if somebody's in Mercer County looking for deals, I'm going to be more than willing to help them, right? I'm going to say, hey, this is how you evaluate the deal. This is how I look at the numbers. Oh, that's an interesting property. This is how much I'd be willing to pay, right? So now you're putting them in a position where they know, like, hey, I got Chatto, right? He's been helping me, right? There's a little bit of I can't even say the word, but I think you know what I'm saying. But there's a thing there, like, okay, Chatto's been helping me. I want to help him. So I'm helping somebody. I'm showing them how to evaluate the numbers, and they get a deal that comes across their plate. They don't even have a buyer set up, but they've been talking to me, and I'm like, hey, I can pay this much for it, right? Now they have this confidence, like, hey, I got Chatto on my back, behind me. He's willing to pay $120,000 for this property. If I can get it for less than that, I got a deal. That's all I need to do, right? So now that wholesaler has that confidence to go in and get that deal. It actually happened recently. There was a, I wouldn't say recently, but I'm thinking of a deal where somebody came to me and said, hey, I got this property. I don't know what to do with it. I was like, cool, let's take a look at it. Let's evaluate it. Okay, great. This is about what I can pay for it. Do you think you can, and this wholesaler was in communication with the seller. He didn't have it locked up yet, but he didn't know what to do. So I was able to say, hey, this is where I need to be. This is what numbers have to be to make sense. And, it sounds like you're not that far off. If you can get this locked up, I would be willing to buy it. And of course, now he had the confidence to know, hey, I got Chatto on the line willing to buy this property. So he was able to go in with that seller now, negotiate the deal, and then I was able to step in and buy it. And nobody else. So did he go now at that point and say, oh, cool, now I got it locked up. Chatto wants it and he's willing to buy it, but let me market it to everybody else and see if I can get more. No, he's got money in hand. He's got Chatto. I'm ready to buy it. He's going to make money on it. He just wants to get the deal closed, and I don't have any competition. And that's the way I like to buy deals. I don't want any competition. I don't want to be in a bidding war. So that's why it's so important to give. So there's two things, right? Number one, it's everybody in the real estate community around you. Let them know what it is that you're buying. Like, so if you're buying commercial properties, you might say commercial properties, right? Because now everybody's gonna know, okay, Chatto buys commercial properties. Or if it's Mercer County, everybody's gonna know Chatto buys Mercer County. So you want to be in those conversations, not in a way that you're taking, in a way that you're actually growing relationships with people, learning from them, they're learning from you, because you're, again, the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So that's the first part of it. And then the second part of it is these people that come in and they're new and they want to go out and find deals and make a quick buck. You're able to help them learn how to find the deals, help them learn how to evaluate the deals, and then in return, when they find that deal, right, they're going to probably give that deal to you. And now you can buy that deal with no competition. So those are the two ways that I see that you can grow and have deals coming to you. But again, you need to be in relationship with people. It's all about relationships. Real estate has nothing to do with properties, right? It does, but it doesn't, right? Because every seller is a person, every buyer is a person, every tenant is a person, and it's all has to do with people, right? Maybe you can argue if you're investing in tax liens and you're buying tax liens from the city, there's no, you're not really buying from a person, less person involved, but I'm going down a rabbit hole I don't need to go down. That being said, it's all about relationships with people. If you're in relationship with people, you're having conversations with people. If you're having conversations with people and talking to them, they're going to know what you're looking for. You're going to know what they're looking for, right? And now, right, you get something that comes across your plate that might help them. Hey, John, I just found out about blah, blah, blah. That might be of value to you. Oh, cool. Now you just, help John. And now you're going to be back on top of John's mind. He's, there's property in Mercer County. Let me call up Chatto. So it's extremely important that you build these relationships. And in part of building those relationships is you need to do what you say you're going to do. You need to be honest with people. If you're not in a position to buy, right, you might go to that new wholesaler and just be like, hey, I'm buying. I'm in the process of buying. I'm learning. I need to figure out my financing yet. Hey, when you get deals, let's evaluate them together and let's run through the numbers. And you guys can learn together and bring each other up, right? Because if you go and you tell somebody, hey, I'm ready to go. I'm your buyer. I'm going to buy it at $120,000, and then they get it locked up and gets time to get to a closing table, or gets time even to, hey, Chatto, I got that deal. You said you'll buy for 120. Sign right here. Oh, no, I'm not interested in that deal. No, I'm going to pass on that one right now. No, I can't do that deal, right? Now, all of a sudden, right, they're going to look at you and say, what? Like, you need to do what you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to buy the property, buy the property. If you say you're going to close, or I can buy it at this price, buy it at that price. Now, obviously, something unexpected comes up. Yeah, there's room for that, right? You go and you find out, you didn't look at the property, you just kind of looked at them, looked at the numbers together with them and said, okay, I can pay 120. And then you go to the property and, I don't know, the basement has a whole bunch of foundational issues. That could be a big problem, right? That's okay. Like, okay, cool. Well, that's something new that came up. Let's evaluate and look at that. But at the end of the day, you got to build relationships and you got to do what you say you're going to do. And it's interesting, right? So now, right, so everybody knows, right? So I'm going to go into, and I did mention this deal in a recent video, but I'm going to say it again, right? So there was a gentleman buying a property, and he was looking for his own properties, and he associated me with Mercer County. And I was always trying to help people, always trying to, talk to people, and we built a relationship, and he gets this property in Mercer County, and he gets it under contract, and he came to me for help. Hey, what about this? And what about that? And what do you think of this? And what do you think of that? And I was willing just to help him, right? And because I was willing to help him, he got cold feet. He's like, no, I'm not going to buy this property. I'm not going to buy this property. I'm like, dude, buy the property. No, I'm not going to buy this property. So he didn't buy it. So now I'm poised. I'm in a position to step in and buy it. Like, bro, you're not going to buy it? What are you doing? Right? Cool. So he steps, he's like, no, I'm not going to buy it. he cancels his contract with the realtor, whatever. So this was actually an on-market deal, but I had off-market knowledge, right? And he cancels his contract, and I call up that realtor and say, hey, I'm willing to pay this. I'm willing to pay cash. I'm willing to close quick. Realtor's like, cool. Lets the seller know. Offer accepted. Done. Because this other buyer, this guy that I was helping, like, he was kind of really dragging things along. He was doing all this due diligence, and let me check about this, and let me check about that, and I'm worried about this, and let me see that. And he just made such a project out of it that the seller was just done. The seller didn't want to deal with it anymore, right? And I already had all that details of what he was going through, and I already knew the details of the property, so I was just able to come in and close quickly. And he was in a position to close quickly at that point, and that's what the seller would have wanted, and he didn't do it. Right? But because of the relationship I built with him, and because he knows, like, hey, Mercer County, let me talk to Chatto, I was able to get that deal, and there was zero competition, even though it was an on-market deal. So just keep that in mind. Like, you need to let everyone know what you're doing. You need to let everyone know, like, hey, I buy properties in Boomtown, whatever this is, this county, this town, whatever it is, you need to let people know. So go to those events, show up. I'm thinking of another example. I had a buyer that was showing up at one of my my real estate meetings, and he came in a couple times, and every time he came in, he made it aware. He made everyone in that. So it's a wholesaling meeting, right? So he was looking for wholesalers to find deals from, and he made everyone aware, like, hey, this is what I buy. This is exactly what I'm looking for. And he made it crystal clear. And it was actually a little bit of a niche that not many other buyers were using, right? So I actually sold a deal to him, and it wasn't my deal, right? But, like, I knew of another deal that I was able to give him, and he was able to buy, because it wasn't something that I was looking for. The deal didn't make sense to me. It's not the kind of deals I buy. But I knew, because he was there and he made it abundantly clear what he was looking for, that when that deal came across my plate, I'm like, hey, I know he would buy it. And I was able to give him the deal, and he was able to buy it. And then my friend, right, who had the deal, it was actually a realtor with a short sale, like, cool, like, now I'm helping him, right? And so that reminds him, like, hey, you know, cool, I helped him. I helped him get his deal closed. And, you know, he's going to keep me in mind as deals pop up in Mercer County, because he knows that's where I am and that's where I buy deals. So that being said, we're in this about 17 minutes, right? I've been yakking on almost 17, 18 minutes now, and hopefully this was of value to you. I've been blabbering on, but I hopefully you can get an idea of what you need to do to go out and start putting those seeds and putting those feelers out there to get deals to start coming to you. That being said, again, I have, if I would appreciate it if you like and comment and subscribe, right? Subscribing, like, helps the algorithm. And also, I want to offer you on chatwithchatto.com, I have a link where you can actually set up a chat with Chatto if you'd like to have a conversation with me, if there's anything that I can do to help you. And also, I have my PDF that you can download. So that way, when you go to your properties, you're able to have that PDF printed with you, right? And at that point, you're able to take care of, like, making sure that while you're there, you get everything you need to get done while you're there. You check everything you need to check. It's going to prevent service calls, maintenance calls, and expensive maintenance that could have been prevented, right? Because you went there and you checked it out. So that's, again, free also at chatwithchatto.com. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Let's have a conversation in the comments below, and I appreciate you guys watching another episode of Chat with Chatto.